Hey there, bibliophiles and those raising bibliophiles. Without ratings and warning labels, knowing which books are appropriate for your children to read is like navigating wild terrain without a map and a compass. I don't know about you, but I have been burned more than once handing my child a book that I thought was clean and appropriate for them to read. I'm a fellow mom, educator, reading specialist, and literary enthusiast trying to find great books for my children and yours to read. So if you're looking for a real review from a mom with a biblical worldview, then welcome and enjoy this week's book review. So this week's book review is Operation Deep Black by Rob Baddorf, and this is book 4 in a Sneaky Ink spy adventure series. It has been about a year. In the book, Marlon Ledger is in prison, and the main characters are on a new mission that causes them to come face to face with young operatives working with the CIA. The story opens with Robin climbing a cell tower, Anika and Chad inside a ritzy hotel, and Isabella overseeing mission operations from the team's mobile command center, a food truck. Unfortunately, Robin is not alone at the top of the cell tower. As he tries to get a hold of the skimming device, and Anika and Chad likewise encounter another who is telling them to run before a bomb explodes. While they all survive the initial events in the opening scene of the book, the characters are left with more questions than answers. And so I'm going to read just a little bit of the opening for you, just like I have been, just to give you a taste of the writing style and the story. Robin tied the laces of his new pair of black boots, supple leather, hand-stitched, expensive. Maybe a bit of a luxury item, considering their moderate budget. He tilted his head way back and gazed upward. Why was he here exactly? Out of all his teammates, none of them seemed to have an issue with heights. Why did Robin have this job specifically? On top of an already large rise sat an even taller cell tower. Robin frowned. He could feel the effects already, coursing through his veins, pumping a low level of adrenaline even before he had touched the first rung of the ladder. Lord, will you take away my fear of heights? Robin whispered. I mean, once and for all, a complete healing would be nice. He hesitated a moment, looking for a quick response maybe, an instant solution, waiting for the icy tingle in his body to miraculously vanish. Right about now would be perfect. But it didn't. Nothing changed. Robin adjusted the straps on his Ram Air parachute. It was only for backup, a safety feature just in case. Robin had insisted on it, and for some reason he wanted the backpack to hug him tighter, to be a little closer, and to reassure him that what he was about to do was completely and utterly stupid. Which it was. No, it wasn't stupid. He needed to stop thinking that way. Stinking thinking. The work before him was simply part of the job. If he didn't like it, there was always Burger Barn. As far as he knew, they were still hiring. They pretty much always needed workers to drop onion rings in the vats of hot oil, someone to flip burgers, to wrap the sandwiches off the grill, or to pre-cut sheets of wax paper. And right now, all those positions were looking attractive again. Why would he have ever left working there? Robin swallowed hard. Gripping the first metal peg on the tower, he took the first step up. See, that wasn't so bad. He could do this. It wasn't an issue. Now all he had to do was about 1,000 more. Rung after rung, Robin climbed. He quieted his mind, tried to focus, only on the next rung, and one more. Repeat. So it just gives you a little taste of the opening of the story. If you've been following this series or your child has read it, then you know the Burger Barn comes up a lot in the story. So choosing to focus mainly on what they can, Isabel runs a program based on the little evidence that they were able to obtain from their opening mission. What they find leads them to a nighttime break-in at a lab in which they encounter the young people from their first mission again. What they further uncover leads them to the realization that the CIA and FBI are both working on the same set of clues and mission details. Choosing to work together, they attempt to stop a bomb, and they end up outmanned and outgunned. And they ultimately have to escape for their lives. Damien Crowe is behind the bomb in the EMP in which he plans to destroy an AI program he helped develop. Damien is trying to blow the whistle on how dangerous the Spark AI program is by claiming that it can turn on man. In a broadcast of his message, he states that with AI, humanity has crossed a line that they cannot uncross. From there, the team realizes that he is going after the owner of the company he worked for, Barna, who's undergoing a surgery. The team now has to stop Damien before the EMP blows out the power at the hospital. Mia and Chad work to find a generator in the event that the worst happens, and it ultimately does. And a nearby building almost collapses onto the hospital. Robin realizes God's provision has been with him each step of the way, despite all of his questioning. Baddorf does a great job continuing to develop the faith components of the novel, as many of the main characters are growing in their faith and reliance on God in the trials that they face. So readers see from Robin, who is further in his walk, and with Isabella, who's a younger Christian. It's great to have stories where we have the characters where they're praying and they're processing their experiences based on their relationship with God and their need for God. If you go to my website at holdingsteadfastreaders.com, you're going to get a few more details and information. I have a little more there presented, particular quotes that stand out, or some of the questioning that's going on regarding faith and what Damien's up to. As with the other installments of the series, readers are going to have to obviously suspend some reality and belief of what is actually capable, but they're going to be captivated by this novel, the fast-paced nature of the story, the mystery, and all the seeds of intrigue that definitely lead it into book 5. So hopefully that is helpful to you as a parent trying to find great books for your children to read, and I hope that you'll join me next week for another book review.